So Mongolia's influence in the middle of the map is falling quite drastically. Rome taking this city, and that means between Lugdunum and Alexander Troyes, Rome have generally most of the power in the middle of the map, which is really interesting. I don't know where this settler's going to go, but there's nowhere in the middle that you can settle. Now, if Rome can keep this central power and build a bit of an army, Rome generally do very well. Korea, though, I'm just surprised that Korea seem to have fallen so far behind. They've never really tried to push out. I mean, that one city they did settle on the middle of the map has been taken from them by loyalty, and then the Korea have taken it now. But yeah, generally speaking, Korea, very quiet game from them. The Kree going after Rome, but again, this time it looks like Rome have the tech advantage. So infantry against musketmen, even though musketmen cause, it is still Roman infantry, so they've got to be a little bit careful here, the Kree. Stockholm is a really good bridge. It means they can actually land a couple of troops on Roman territory, but these two encampments placed by Rome are genius. They really stop the Kree trying to settle anything on that little bit. So I don't see anything happening in this war, to be honest. I mean, it'd be interesting to see who wins, but interestingly as well, this city, 14 population, but does have a little bit of rebellion issue. That's very strange. Rome starting now to settle on this old Alexandrian peninsula. That will help the loyalty of these cities in the area, but again, will Mongolia stand for that, or will Mongolia not like the fact that their empire has now been chopped up by Rome? Korea going after America. That's an interesting one. They've got drones, which is quite cool. Drones, and I thought there was a war chariot there, but it's not. Fine. Again, America has too strong a sort of city base on this coast. I don't expect Korea to get very far. It's going to be whether or not any of these city-states get involved. But we do have submarine fleets and battleship fleets, so Korea do have quite a technologically advanced navy. I just don't see them making any impact here. Look, again, Hawacha just immediately being repelled by infantry there. Wars on pretty much every front being stagnated right now. Korea being repelled off America. Rome and the Kree have now made peace. This city, rebellion in 5 turns. This would be a huge loss for Rome if they lost this population 14 city in the middle of the map. I would be amazed if Rome let that one fall to loyalty, but maybe they can't do anything about it. Maybe this Dark Age is really causing them a problem. The Kree now at war with both Korea and also Mongolia. Mongolia, I seem to remember, are allies with Rome, so Rome might let Mongolia sort of fight through their lands, but Korea and the Kree, now that's an interesting one. Korea with submarine fleets. I think they do have the more technologically advanced navy, Korea, but the Kree have a very powerful army, so I don't know how this one will go. Oh, and Korea have just lost, oh my goodness, they've lost a city to loyalty on their own peninsula. That's bad. That's really bad. That's gonna really hurt them. Now with this city flips, this is going to be a huge loss for Rome. We mentioned it before, but population 14 with access to natural wonders, all these sort of luxuries in the middle of the map. That's amazing if Rome let that one fall. I mean, there's things you can do, moving sort of governors. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. So now this is really interesting. If the Kree pick up any one of these two cities, then they immediately come into sort of first place almost in being able to control the central part of the map. Mongolia is still with the most cities, but they are at the moment constrained to their own sort of archipelagios, or whatever you want to call them, peninsulas. Mongolia with tank armies though, that's quite fun. They're pretty good with tank armies. Korea and the Kree making peace. Important, that one, because it means that both sides are now free to go after this individual city-state here. Korea have got destroyers, we've got other bits of navy, I've seen submarines floating around, but if the Kree take this city-state, again, it gives them a lot of power. Where is this Mongolian army going? Look, you can see all their tank corps just being funneled around America. Where are they going? Oh, Mongolia are going after Korea. Oh dear, that's appalling. All of these tanks are just going to get sunk off the Korean shore, I can just tell already. Two different tales of loyalty here. The 3 city-state of Koreanness has fallen to the Kree, but over here, this ex-Roman 3 city-state, actually, the loyalty is now at full. It's not going to flip either way. It's very content with how it is at the moment. So, Interestingly, the Kree are the ones attacking it at the moment, and it looks like Rome might get pushed out of it. If the Kree can keep hold of this city, then again, they have an incredibly strong central core of the map, although America are doing alright as well. Mongolia losing this city-state though. I think Mongolia should be able to get that one back, but again, if America can pick it up, that would be an interesting flip. Well, if you wondered what Mongolia's army was doing, yeah, they really don't like Buenos Aires. Yeah. Now you know. The Kree suddenly turning the screw on this middle city. That would be a really important pickup for the Kree. It gives them almost entire access to Mount Kilimanjaro and its incredible amounts of food that it's providing here. Go on, are you going to do it, Kree? Yeah, they're going to do it. So, that city flips now. This starts to, again, leave Rome a little bit exposed here. They're very much in danger of having their empire split in two if either of these two cities fall now. Whoever America is fighting, they're not doing it well because they have tank barbarians in their lands. That's just a horrific thought, that. Barbarian tanks. Ugh. So, just a turn 154 catch-up. You can see Korea are definitely in last place at the moment with only the 4 cities. They do have a lot of tech. You can see airfields popping up. They're not falling behind, but again, really being compressed into this very small area of the map. America with 6 cities, not doing much better. Again, airports popping up everywhere, and Cincinnati means that they do have at least some luxuries coming in, but again, tank divisions popping up everywhere. America really having immunity issues at the moment. Rome probably in 3rd. Again, they had a chance to be able to sort of push into the middle of the map, but losing Lugdunum is a real deal for them actually. Real issue. They do though still have 7 cities, so they might be able to push themselves back into this, but Rome have got to pick a side and go for it. They've got to really attack in one direction, otherwise they're just going to get stuck in the middle. Mongolia with 9 cities, again sort of in the middle of the map, being split very much into the 2 different empires. You can see the old Alexander Empire down here, and their sort of 5 cities on this sort of middle point. Losing this city to loyalty, Orem, was a real big deal for them. They really need to get that one back, and they've had destroyers and battleships floating around outside for a little while, but they're not making a concerted effort to take that back, which is a real problem for them actually. So Mongolia in a little bit of an impasse at the moment, and with 10 cities, the Kree definitely are leaders at the moment. You can just see from the mini-map here, their empire is very thickly produced, so loyalty wise, they should be in a pretty strong position. It just again depends if the Kree, if they get ganged up on another big war like they had previously, or they try and war with somebody and do very badly and lose their army, they could find themselves being cut apart at this stage. Interestingly, there's a war flaring up at the moment between America and Rome, and it's causing both sides to not be able to get a grip on this 3-state, because every time they try and send army towards it, they end up just fighting each other. So this one is gonna, okay, Rome has made peace with America, fine, so there is finally peace. Now, there's only one turn of this city-state flipping either way. If that goes back to Mongolia, which I don't think it can, then Mongolia would obviously be in a good position, but either Rome or America would get a big advantage from having that little city somewhere. For Rome, it would mean that, again, they've got more cities in the area to keep loyal, and it means they've got more of a border with America, and vice versa. If America can get it, they've got a bigger border with Rome to come and attack. I can hear planes flying around now, so we're in that stage of the game where we've got bombers attacking, which is really good. The computer are good with bombers generally. So Rome do seize the 3-city-state, but they're going to lose it in 2 turns again, so it's all going to restart. Right back from the start, everybody. Being honest, the last sort of 30 turns or so, very little has happened. It's a sort of a mid-game, well, just boredom at the moment. I'm hoping once we start getting really decent things like rocket artillery and nukes, we might see a little bit more excitement. And already I see a rocket artillery up in Korea, so they do exist. America going after Mongolia, now that's an interesting one. They've got a lot of army in this area, but there's a 3-city-state in the way, and all these things that are being just sent across the sea are going to get blown to bits by Mongolia. But America do have 6 missile cruisers just sort of casually in this area here. They've also got mechanized infantry armies. I mean, if America could in theory attack sensibly, they might be able to do something here. They've also got 8 aeroplanes just in this area here. So again, America do have the capability to go to war like quite effectively, but it's just whether or not the AI can pull it off, which generally speaking they can't. Korea going after Rome, but that is a pretty, well, rubbish one, unless Rome have any city-states in this area, which they might do. Mongolia and Mongolia and the Cree having a war, which essentially just means that Mongolia send a couple of mechanized infantry and tanks over to the Cree, through Rome's territory I should add, and then the Cree just blow them up. It's about that war at the moment. This war over here between America and Mongolia has kind of petered out a little bit. These 3 cities going to flip in a couple of turns, but really isn't that interesting. Nothing really happening at the moment, I must say. It's been very quiet. Well, the Korean army is going to finally make its way to Rome, but unfortunately for them, I think 116 garrison strength is going to mean that they can't really do anything against that. And after all that, Mongolia get their city back. And it's still unhappy. God, these guys are fickle as hell. Looks like Preslav took a bit of damage from somebody. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's these missile cruisers. I can't remember the range these things have on them, but Preslav. I wonder who they're allied to. Either America or Korea don't like whoever it is. Korea and Rome making peace before Korea's army has gathered and attacked Rome. Now that's a big one for Korea. They've actually managed to keep their army alive doing that. Very interesting. Also, this sea in between. Look at this Kree army just being sent across the sea. There's so many just random troops everywhere. America just keeping destroyers and missile cruisers in the sea here. Oh, whoa, look. Mongolia have been nuked. Asku has been nuked. So it looks like America have finally got themselves nuclear weaponry and they've started nuking Mongolia. That's an interesting one. Will Mongolia capitulate quickly? Can America get a combat troop in and take the city before Mongolia can sort of recover? Mongolia and the Cree have made peace, and Korea and the Cree have declared war on America. So America dropping a nuke is nobody liked that. America, that was a good, strong play, but you might find you regret that one. Oh well, yeah, America's bombers are just flying in and out and peppering these, for whatever reason, the encampments. I don't know why the computer always goes for encampments that they do. It's just the AI is lured to them in a very strange way there. It looks like Asku just got nuked again because all of its army is now on half health. Strange on that one, but there we go. So, America is beginning to gain, sky superiority, air superiority now. I'm not entirely sure what that would be called. Yeah, look, this encampment being knocked down to 0 health as well. So America's bombers really attacking fiercely, but America should be attacking the cities. That's what they're going to win the game for them. I don't entirely know why they're going for encampments at this point. Rome also declaring war on America doesn't really prove anything other than the fact that, yeah, as we thought, America is very much the aggressor in this game that people are going to go after. So America are going to have to do very well to be able to take on every single other AI sort of in one go. Their bombers don't seem to be able to stay put though. That's the only problem here. Their bombers seem to keep moving about all over the place. And interestingly for them, Rome also have fighters in the area, whereas Korea don't really have an air force. Rome does. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not that interferes with America's bombing game here. Mongolia and America making peace, but not for the flipping of any cities. Now that's unusual. When you see a nuke drop, you occasionally tend to see cities flip because the computers really don't like being nuked. But America choosing, probably quite wisely, that being at war with every single civ at once is not the wisest thing. Even with an air force, you can see the Kree are sending modern armor armies in now. If America start getting nuked in return, they're going to quickly capitulate because America really don't have that much territory. Oh, I would not want to be Buenos Aires right now, for whatever reason, at war with Korea, and look at all those missile cruisers around the area. God, that is not a good place to have a city-state, just on the coast like that, ready to get absolutely blitzed by the Korean Navy. If they stay put, I mean, they might just sail off somewhere, which, let's face it, they probably will. Yep, they did. Ooh, it's Rome's turn to be nuked this time. Again, America being quite liberal with the sharing of the nukes there. It's, and yeah, oh, it looks like they're coming through again. America double nuking the same tile. I'm not entirely sure why they do that, but they do. So there we go, the city being nuked a second time. Yeah, Roman fighters just completely wiped away in this area, didn't do anything for them. America and Rome making peace very quickly. Yeah, Rome, again, very sensibly, not really appreciating being nuked. I can see why, but if I were the Kree right now, I'd be a little concerned. America seem to be nuking pretty much at free reign here. They're just doing what they want, and unfortunately for them, there's no one else really in range. The Kree, yeah, I'd be watching over your heads at the moment. So just past 201 now, and the game is very much slowed down and not much is really happening. Buenos Aires being obliterated and shelled to the ground, but unfortunately the computer, as it tends to do in the later stages of the game, not building anything else but missile cruisers, so can't take the city. Korea chucking its navy at America, but doing that thing where they skirt around the entire nation, being bombarded by all kinds of defense systems before they attack anything. So America's sitting pretty at the moment. America hasn't nuked anybody else at this precise point, which is good, seeing as they've got thermonuclear weapons. The Kree at the moment just still battering away with America, nothing really happening. Mongolia still haven't fixed the radiation damage in Asku, which is a little bit concerning, but never mind. But otherwise they're sitting pretty well at the moment. Rome kind of doing Rome. They've got settlers sat in their cities and have done for a little while now, but Rome, again, not really fixing the nuke damage of that city. They're going to start losing their cities to loyalty soon, so Roman Empire very much on the wane at the moment. And then the Kree, again, the Kree kind of just sitting pretty at the moment. They're just fighting America, not really getting too far either way. You feel like one thermonuclear weapon on Cincinnati or Boston would annihilate the American army there, but never mind. So really, very much just a sort of defensive neutral zone at the moment. These planes are just obliterating armies. We've got bombers on each side. Every time any unit tries to make it across, bombers just destroy them. So there's nowhere really that's being attacked at this precise point. Unless something spectacular happens, we've very much reached an impasse currently. I mean, we keep skipping ahead about 10 turns every time I talk, but really it's because there's just nothing to talk about. The game, the AI is just so incompetent, it can't really do anything. It kind of just sits there and sends wave upon wave of enemies or armies at people that just get bombed, or they just charge tanks into walls with 120 strength. It's, yeah, I think we're going to have to sort of be a little bit sensible here. It's turn 212, nothing really seems to be happening. I'm going to let it run for another few turns, maybe to turn 225. But if it doesn't do anything, I'm going to call it there and we're going to declare a winner. I'm hoping sort of, anything will happen between there and turn 225, but it's fine because I've got a better set of mods that I'm going to bring into the next set of AI-only games, which I think should hopefully sort a lot of these problems out with just the base AI. I wish I was in control. I could just stick a silo down just on that middle tile, build up a load of nukes, and then just go bam, 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 all in one go. Just like a sort of flower emerging of radioactive destruction. Oh, it would be beautiful. Also, look, check out the barbarian issue that Washington's got going at the moment. Look at those mechanized infantry. Yeah, that's what happens when you nuke too much, kids, and you attack people at the same time. Your war weariness goes crazy. Oh, luckily for them, their Korea are helping them out. Love that. The Kree and America making peace with no cities being flipped after all that death. Well done, guys. I really hoped you achieved everything you wanted to with that war. That was really, really effective. Oh my god, have you seen this Korean Navy? Missile cruisers everywhere. Jesus Christ, that's incredible. So it's turn 225, and you can see just from the multitude of chaos on the screen, the computers are just spamming units but doing nothing with them. We've reached a point where the AI in Civ 6 is so stupid, it can't do anything, and that's fine. We're going to call the game here. Next time I do an AI in the series, I've got a sequence of mods which I'm going to introduce that I hopefully will show you can fix the AI a little bit. We'll see if it works or not, but let's just evaluate what's happened on this game so far. Korea are going to have to be my last place in this. They tried, they scientifically are good, their navy is impressive, but they never really got off the island, and yeah, they lost the cities, 2 cities to loyalty, they haven't taken any city-states, they haven't done anything in war. Generally, Korea have been a real disappointment for us, actually. Rome I'm going to have to put in 4th place. Now, they did really well at the start of the game, pushing in with their early game settling, but losing cities to loyalty, having themselves nuked and not repairing it, they haven't really won an aggressive war all game. Generally speaking, Rome have been a little bit of a disappointment, but you can see the AI has capability, it's just not been Rome's game. Controversially or not, I'm going to put America in 3rd place. Now, America, again, they didn't really sort of, it's too late. It's too late. I've called the game. Mongolia going to war with Korea, Korea going to war in America, Korea, yeah. We'll check in on that in a second. America, yeah, they kind of did all right. They expanded a little bit, but not as far as I'd want them to. They didn't really have an aggressive war. I did like the fact they nuked people. I didn't like the fact they didn't do anything about it. 2 cities nuked that they could have driven a tank into, and neither they did. America, just for me, are the representation of what bad AI on Civ 6 looks like. Mongolia I'm going to put into 2nd place. I liked their aggressive settling, I liked the way they went after Alexander, but Alexander of course is quite easy. Other than that, they haven't really won an aggressive war, and yeah, just again another one of those games where Mongolia just looks like they're almost there, but not quite. And so victory goes to the Kree. I think generally speaking the AI for the Kree is fantastic. We've seen 3 very strong games from them, taking over city-states, we've seen them taking over military victories, we've seen them sticking onto loyalty, victories of cities, we've seen them taking over 3 cities, we've generally seen the Kree do very well, and I reckon that the religion of the Kree is doing pretty well as well. So generally speaking, I'm pretty happy with the Kree, and I'm fairly happy that congratulations, Kree, you are the best Civ AI in Civ 6 in the base game. Let me know in the comments, have I adjudicated that correctly? What would you guys change? Did you like the format? Rant about the AI and how bad it is. For me, the biggest takeaway in this whole series has just been how bad the Civ 6 AI is. Just it can't do things, it can't attack walls, it can't shoot and fire and move siege equipment, it doesn't know how to use battering rams, it doesn't know how to attack the nearest city and not spread its units out, it doesn't know how to do naval combat. I mean, there are so many things that the AI just needs fixing with, but I think a lot of mods that I've found should be able to fix a lot of the problems there, so I'm hoping the next AI game will be really an improvement. And yeah, this war, nothing's happening, as you might have guessed, really. So once again, thank you very much everybody for watching. It's been really fun doing this series. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what sort of things you want to see. I have some sort of suggestions of doing a Civ 5 game or a series, which could be really good fun. I want to be more Civ 6 because it's the most recent game, but again, we need to fix the game first. But let me know in the comments, do you know any mods that might solve any of the problems that the AI is facing right now? Perhaps getting rid of walls or removing the penalty for attacking walls without siege equipment, and potentially increasing the aggressiveness of the AI, or increasing the likelihood that they'll nuke. Just something random like that we might, again, Civ 5 used to have like an aggressive, expansive mod for the AI that got it to pump out units and go chaotically aggressive all game. But until then, thank you so much for watching. It's been really good fun having you guys around. Thank you so much. This series has been so well received in terms of views, likes, subscriptions. I want to appeal. I tend not to appeal on videos too much. I try not to because it's really annoying, but if you've enjoyed this, then please do subscribe. It makes a huge difference. I'm really trying to grow the channel out and get a little bit of a following. The more people that start watching, the more time and effort I can legitimately apportion to the channel, and it would really help me out. So thanks again for watching, guys. It's been really good fun having you guys along, and until next time, I shall see you later. Bye!